So I found myself in a major supermarket chain today, and while I was meandering down one of the aisles, something caught my eye, and it was actually this product here, which is a 12-pack of 2.5-gallon storage bags. Now, the first thing that came to my mind was, wow, I haven't ever really seen them this big before. And it occurred to me that they could actually be quite useful. I could use them as dry bags, for example. Because the thing about dry bags is the good ones aren't cheap and the cheap ones aren't good. So for a plastic bag like this that you can see through, I can put some camera gear in here if it starts to rain, some clothes, keep my my undergarments dry. I can think of a lot of uses, water carrying. So the gear started turning while I was in the store, and I thought, well, what other non-food items can I find here in the supermarket that could be of use in a survival situation or out and about, you know, when you're in the outdoors? And I started looking around, and I kind of challenged myself to pick up as many items as I could, preferably on sale, preferably off-season, and try to keep my expenditure to about $40. And I actually came home with a lot of nice stuff. Again, this is all taken out of a regular supermarket, nothing special, not like an outdoor store or anything. But first thing I found was soap. Soap is a very important thing to have. Cleanliness, if in a situation where you have no power, you have to work outside, whatever, it's good to keep your body clean and keeping germs and infections at bay. So this soap was on sale, so I picked up 3 bars. Next thing I found was, and this is one of my more expensive items, $4.59, but a rat trap. And it's an aggressive looking rat trap too. Let's see if I can get it out of the packaging. I mean, vermin is something that we have to deal with on occasion, and the last thing you want is a group of rats competing with your food supply. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this out without ripping the package open, but I'm curious to see what this looks like. Okay, very aggressive. So I guess you bait the trap here, spring it shut, which I'm not going to do, and bang. So I thought that was pretty cool. Even if I don't have need of it right now, you never know. I also found, this was I think 50 cents, and it's a toothbrush holder. And again, I'm thinking, what can I use this for? And it hit me. I have an old hickory paring knife which doesn't have a sheath or a holder of any kind, and I think this works perfectly. It keeps it secure, keeps it safe, and because it has holes in it and the knife is carbon steel, it will allow for evaporation of any moisture that's on the blade. So this was a good score for 50 cents. I also, because it's January now, a lot of seasonal items are on sale. So I found this outdoor skin cleanser for poison ivy. It removes poison ivy and poison oak oils from your hands, clothes, and tools. So the thing about poison ivy is the oil stays viable for a long, long time. So even if you have it on the end of, say, a tool that you've been using that's brushed against the poison ivy, you could put that tool away and then pick it up again in 6 or 7 months, and that oil can still give you a nasty rash. So this was a good find also. And on the same vein, I found 2 other items which would probably cost a lot more come June and July. Some mosquito repellent. This was on sale. And also, I found these earplugs. Now, Earplugs come in handy on those days when the mosquitoes are really swarming, and even though you have repellent on, you can hear that buzzing in your ears. That's a sound that really annoys me. So I figure a couple of earplugs will take care of that issue as well. Picked up a couple of packages of Kleenex. This was just at the checkout line when I was paying, so always good. Multi-use item. You can use it as toilet paper, you know, for its intended purpose as tissues, tinder, a lot of, and it weighs nothing. You can bring it with you and not even know you have it. I found some electrical tape. Now granted, this isn't as strong as Gorilla Tape or duct tape, but it still will get the job done. You can use it for minor repairs. You can use it to hold things together, and if you want something that doesn't stick as aggressively as duct tape or Gorilla Tape or something like that, you can easily take this off, you know, once you get back home, and you can make your own permanent repair later on. So I think this was another $1 or something like that. Not a big deal. I found these packages of tea light candles, unscented. There are 16 of them in a package, so I picked up 2 packages. Tea light candles, I could make an entire video on the usefulness of these items. They burn for a long time. It's a good hot flame. I would say with 5 of these around a cat food can, you could actually put your pot on top of the can, light the candles, and cook yourself a meal. They really do give off a fair amount of heat for their size, and it's a good, nice, hard wax that actually lasts a long time. I've referred to these in other videos, especially the one of surviving a cold night in the car, and I really like tea light candles, and you really can't have too many of them in the house. 3 other items actually. I picked up a package of batteries. They were on sale as well, and it's always a good idea to have, you know, batteries for your electronics items. Electricity goes out, you know, you're going to have to rely on an alternate power source. Whoops. And batteries can be the salvation in that kind of a scenario. $5.99 bought me this tube of shoe goo, which is a repair for leather, rubber, vinyl, canvas, all kinds of shoes. I've actually used this to fix a detached piece of vinyl from my car. My old car had a kind of a spoiler that was coming loose, and it held for about 6 months until I got rid of the car. So shoe goo is a really great product to have. And lastly, no, next to last, there's another thing I forgot to mention, but a gallon of distilled vinegar. A lot of uses for this. It's a good cleanser, antiseptic. You can use it to wash your fruits and vegetables. Cheap. It's good to have. I mean, for a gallon, it's just about $2 and change. Not a bad deal. And I got this little jar of iodine. It's a 2% tincture of iodine. It was all of $1.49. Again, water purification, wound, antiseptic. You can even probably use it as a signaling device. If you leave it in the snow, put a few drops of it in the snow, it'll stain it purple. So not a bad product for the price. And lastly, I think baking soda is another product that's dirt cheap, and yet you can use it as an antacid. You can use it as a cleanser. You can use it as an abrasive on bee stings. Just really, I mean, you can go to a website which will literally, in fact, Amazon has a book that has 500 uses for baking soda. I mean, it's one of those products that really is indispensable. So that's it. I mean, there are other non-food survival type items that you can find in any supermarket if you just keep your eyes open. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and once again I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.